Okay, so guys, welcome to another Daily Dani episode. And I think this one is going to be such fun. And pretty much I have to be super honest. I did not prepare any questions because I feel like we are just going to chat about our tournament and being my second boss. Who would have said that?
I'm not your boss. Come on.
No, you are. Come on. You are the tournament director. There is so much responsibility on your shoulders and so many things to take care of. But let's go back. Juniors, year, what are we talking about? Maybe 96?
90s, yeah. We're not that old. Come on.
If someone would tell us that we are sitting here doing this together, that's unbelievable.
It's such a coincidence. It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, so much time, so many years ago, we started, dreaming about being professional tennis players. We had, I think, great careers, both of us. We've been very fortunate, I think. First of all, to be able to accomplish, in my case, most of my dreams. I'm sure you had a great career as well, and I'm sure you feel
in peace
since you left this beautiful sport. But I think it's for me it's a pleasure to work and to still work, for the tennis industry. Of course, on the other side of the industry, I call it the dark side of the industry, because there's so many things that I've learned, since I started working for this tournament, that I haven't paid any attention when I was a player. And it's been a great journey, honestly, to be able to realize the behind the scenes and the so many things and the so many efforts that they are behind, tennis tournament. It's been great so far. It's different, but still very interesting and exciting for me.
I think both of our reactions were when obviously you took your job a longer time ago, and when I got to do this last year and join you. Wow, we would have done so many things different as a player. What are some of them?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I don't want to blame the players, because, most of the times you don't pay attention to the things that I realize as a tournament director, either because you're very young, you are also very focused on, what you have to do as a tennis player. But I mean, I think it's fair to say that tennis players are a little bit selfish. We were probably also, because, it's an individual sport. Normally you are on your own since you are a little kid. You tend to make your decisions just by yourself, because you have a team, you have a coach, you have a fitness, trainer, you have a family. But normally on the court, you make your own decisions because it's only you there. We have to remember that coaching was not allowed until 2 years?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
So
2, 3 years.
Tennis make you selfish and independent in a way. I don't know if you agree with that, but
100%.
So the moment I started working on the other side of the industry, it's been great to learn so many things that, as a player, you don't realize or you don't pay attention.
What are some of the biggest challenges for you as a tournament director that either fans or players wouldn't even have an idea that you have to actually face?
Honestly, when Gerard and the team, they came to me, I was an active player. I was playing, I was 50 in the world. I think I was not thinking of doing anything else apart from, keep playing, because I was 36 years old, but I was happy with, with my situation at that time. I was playing good. But in the beginning, I think probably I'm not prepared for this. The only thing I did for the last 25 years of my life was hitting a yellow ball
over the net, ideally.
So, but then I thought maybe I have to jump in this train. This is probably it's a great opportunity, first of all, and I think I have to take it, because maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, when I'm not playing tennis anymore, I will not, have this opportunity, and I think it's the right moment to do it. It was a big challenge, honestly, because to play and to be a tournament director, it was challenging, because the 3 weeks before the tournament and the 2 or 3 weeks after, I wasn't able to train.
Yeah.
Especially the 2 weeks before, I was so busy with all the preparations. Then the tournament, and then the 2 weeks after. Took me 2 weeks or so to get ready again to compete, because you know how it is here. The 2 weeks of the tournament, it's total madness. It's a lot of things, commitments here or there that you have to be ready, and it's tiring, of course. But I said, look, I have to jump in this train, and then I have zero regrets. I think it's one of the best decisions I've made in my life, because it was very helpful for me to do my transition. After I stop playing, I have something in mind. I have something I wake up every day with something to do, with a new goal, with a new experience. Also for me, it was a huge experience, personal experience, to be joining different people with different ideas, the marketing people, the operations. We have different departments in the company, and it was like a university for me. I started college at 36 years old or so. So far, it was a great experience.
I think we went pretty much through the same transition, that before we knew it and almost before our career was finished, we already kind of jumped into the next train. How important do you think that is for athletes to know when is the right time to finish, and already have something, like you said, that we are so lucky to wake up every morning, and since the day we retire, pretty much until now, we always have a purpose to keep going, to keep learning, to keep improving? Yeah,
first of all, I think you need to have the will, to keep learning and to jump in trains that where you don't know where the train is going to take you, and you have to be brave to experience new things in life. In my particular case, I'm talking. So as a tennis player, as I said before, you only you think about yourself, and there's plenty of things after tennis, I think. But you need to have the will to discover them and to try to find them. And in my case, I was always keen to experience new things. Also, when I was playing, I've always thought that I'm a very fortunate person. I was very lucky to travel the world since I was a kid. I was never locked in my room, and I've always thought that apart from my tennis, journey, there's also other things to enjoy, and I feel very thankful for that, because thanks to the my professional career, thanks to tennis, I was able to discover the world, and I was able to meet extraordinary people along the way. And I've always thought that after tennis, there's also a lot of things that I will enjoy. Also, to have a family, it's important. Now I can spend time with them. For the last 25 years, I was missing, a lot of things, within the family. Not only birthdays. The passing of my grandparents. I was I was in California, or another time I was in Australia competing. So for me, it was impossible, to come back and to be present in those important moments of family moments. But I think I feel very lucky and fortunate about everything that I achieved, and my life was perfect life. I lived 25 years or more of joy. I was very lucky that I was doing something that I love. Not many people can say that they love their job as I did. So and now it's a new life, working as a tournament director. Also, I'm doing a lot of not a lot, but a little bit of commentating on tennis, which also better than me. You started As soon as you finish your career, you started working on TV, which is also exciting. You talk about something that you love, and you have a lot of experience, a lot of things that you can talk. So yeah, it's been great so far.
And I think it's also the little things that we appreciate much more. Like you said, to be able to say, you're going to be around for my birthday. Now we can say yes, because our schedule is so much more kind of up to us, let's say, or to have a Sunday lunch with our friends. Now we can commit to those things. I don't know about you. For me, one of the precious things after we retired was like to actually go on Saturday morning to the local fresh market and pick vegetables. And people think we are crazy, but because we never had that for so many years.
Of course. And this is, I mean, when you're young and you're dreaming about being a professional tennis player, you don't know what you have to sacrifice. And, either because you're very young, but I mean, there's a lot of things that as a tennis player that you're going to miss. And if you have the will to do it, I mean, you have a better chance. And there's no other way. I mean, especially because the calendar it's very long. It's from January till November almost. So most of the year you are traveling the world, and you're gonna be away from your family, from your friends, and but this is the price that we all have to pay. Not only us, all the athletes from different disciplines, and they have to sacrifice a lot of things. And but for me, it was an easy thing to do because I fell in love with tennis since I was young. So for me, it was okay. I understand that I've sacrificed a lot of things, throughout my career, but I did it, with a smile on my face because I was doing something that I love.
I think so many times we get that, like, you had to sacrifice, but it was our choice. No one pushed. Luckily, we had parents that let us do whatever we wanted, that it was our choice to make this.
Yeah, of course, my parents, they were very clear and very honest with me. Look, Feli, if you want to do it, you have our support, full support. But, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of, moments where you're going to feel that you're not going to make it, and mentally it's a very demanding sport, and there's a lot of things that you have to sacrifice, and but I wasn't even thinking about what do I have to sacrifice, or because I was living the dream. To be honest, it was my dream since I was a kid to be a professional tennis player.
I think a very important message you are saying to the audience is about if you want to do something and if you have the will to have your eyes open, to always keep learning. And I think you're sitting where you are because of that. Because like you said, when we stop playing, there's that moment where you kind of have to let that go and be brave that we don't know what's going to happen next. But if we have the will and open mind, I guess, and eyes, then really, like you said, there are so many opportunities.
Yeah, of course. As I said before, there's plenty of life after tennis. But there is an English saying that I love, which is, if there is a will, there is a way.
Exactly.
And it's true. And you have, as I think I said that before, if you have the will to discover new things, and also for me, it's been so exciting because you prove yourself. And most of the times, tennis players, we tend to think that the only thing we can do in life is to play and to hit the tennis ball. And there's so many other things that we can do. Of course, we don't have the preparation because since we are, very, very young, the only thing we do is playing tennis. But if you're able to experience new things, you can feel also very proud of yourself because, in my particular case, and being honest with you, I didn't feel prepared for this job when they first came to me and they say, Feli, we'd like you to be the tournament director. Manolo he's getting old, and he's gonna become our ambassador. And I think you are the perfect, profile to join the team and to be the tournament director and to replace Manolo Santana. Imagine how much pressure for me.
Of course.
To take over as a tournament director here, replacing Manolo Santana. I mean, it was a big pressure. Also, I have to say that Manolo, he was always very kind and very helpful. And because I know Manolo from, I was probably 14 years old when I first got to know Manolo Santana. It's a funny story. So my family, we came to Madrid when I was 10 years old, and 2 or 3 years after, someone calls at home, and I think my father, I don't know if my mom or my dad, they pick up the phone, and Manolo Santana on the line. He introduced himself. I'm Manolo Santana. I know you're the father of Feliciana. I've heard you have a kid that plays good tennis, and just in case you need any kind of help or advice, I'm here. So whenever you feel, that you need something from me, I'm happy to help. So I will never forget this phone call. And the funny thing is that probably 6 years after that, so I went to Barcelona, I went to the federation. To make the story short, first year of Madrid Open, MUTUA Madrid Open now, but at that time was Madrid Open only. Manolo gave me the wildcard to play the first year of the tournament in Madrid. And I was 19 years old, and I thought, wow, my first opportunity to compete against the best players in the world. And I remember I won 2 rounds, and I ended up losing to Andre Agassi, who was one of my idols. And I lost 7-5 in the third. And I still remember Manolo and Gerard now, who is our boss. They were so tight and nervous because the little kid was very close to beat the superstar of the tournament. And then he ended up winning that year, Andre Agassi. So my relationship with Manolo it's something very special, and I will never forget so much help he provided to me when I was a kid. And then as a tournament director, the 2 or 3 years that we were working together, I will never forget. I have plenty of memories from him, and he'll be missed, honestly, here.
And he will be very proud of you and the legacy you continue doing.
No, he told me that if there is someone who can replace him, and he was thinking also that probably I am the right person to do it. And at that time, I like it, because it's a big compliment from someone you love and you appreciate a lot. But honestly, in that moment, I don't think I was really prepared for that, for this job.
What have you learned the most from him that you're trying to apply in today's job?
Empathy. Amazing. He gets along with everyone in a minute. The moment he's there, it's always good, vibes, and very positive also. He went through a lot of things in his life, and he was always so positive, with a smile, and just the fact that he was able to play professional tennis at that time, after the civil war in our country. The civil war here was devastating. And his background wasn't the best, and it wasn't easy for him to achieve what he achieved when he was one of the best players in the world. So I mean, at that time, it was so difficult for anyone in Spain, you know, just to dream to be a professional tennis player. And he made it, and he was the hero of our country for so many years.
And then, thanks to him, you guys.
But one thing, it's, if I have to say one thing, one special quality from him, I would say empathy.
Talking about achievements, Feli, you've done so much in your tennis career, and you are doing incredible job as a tournament director. You have so many TV media requirements as well. What are you the most proud of?
Well, good question. The most proud, probably that I've played for so long. I think to do anything in life, 20 years, it's already a lot, and I feel very proud of being consistent enough, also mentally smart enough to extend my career after the 30s. I was not so consistent when I was young. When I started playing, I was not. I don't think I was very consistent and stable as a player, but over the years, I think the experience of playing the tour, I got to know myself better, and I got to understand the game better, and I got to also realize a lot of things that, because of the years playing on the tour, I was a better player after the 30s than before, because my physicality was the same, maybe a little bit better. I was a bit skinny because I lost like 3 or 4 kilos after my 30s. And I said, my tennis is, okay, let's say my tennis is the same. I think it was better, but okay, let's say my tennis is the same. My physicality is a little bit better, and my experience is way bigger. So if I put all the pieces together, I think I can still play for long, and I can still play some of my best tennis. There's plenty of tennis to play after the 30s. But I think that to play for 20 years, this is probably the thing that I'm more proud of my career.
And not only to play, but the level. I never forget when I was commentating your finals at Queen's. It was so emotional.
Oh, it's true. Amazon was there for 3 years.
Yeah, and I was like,
I still remember the studio on center court.
Yes. So that was
right in the middle
so
of the stands. You guys were there. Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, to win such a prestigious tournament like Queen's at 38 or something, 37, singles and doubles. That was so emotional also. Because
I was so emotional.
It was. And because of I will never expect to be winning Queens. Not at 36, 37 years old.
With your game on grass, yes, but not at that stage.
Yes, my game was good. I lost the finals before against Grigor with match point. I won it before against Silic, but after, you think on the second round that year, I was thinking probably this is the last year of my career. I was already thinking how is going to be my last tournament, where it's going to be. I was thinking about retiring. So I ended up winning this match. I was a set and a breakdown.
Yeah, I remember. I was doing that as well.
And then, to make the story short, I ended up winning singles and doubles with Andy. He was coming back from the hip surgery, and imagine UK Andy Murray playing doubles with him. So it was the best week of my life. I mean, tennis-wise, by far. I have great memories from other tournaments, but if we talk about tennis, specifically, for sure the best week of my life.
Feli, I feel like we could talk for another 2 hours. And good thing is you're my boss, so you decide. But
no.
just quickly, I did want to ask you one thing about golf. Where are we these days? How it's going that way? Because you have an incredible career going on. But just quickly.
My golf career.
And when are we playing, actually?
Okay, you too good for me.
We only played once, I think, in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. So maybe.
You had I remember you were working with Nico.
Nico, yes.
Eduardo.
And I remember I was not paying attention and you almost hit us with your,
I know.
Remember, with your driver.
And
Anyhow.
No, I'm not a good golfer now,
come
but
on.
I'm getting better. I'm taking classes. Yes,
okay.
I started because I have a golf club.
Goal. Okay.
I have a golf a place where I can play, which is 5 minutes away from my
nice.
from my house.
Okay, so
it's that makes things a little bit easier, and it's golf. It's one sport apart from tennis. It's probably the sport that I love more. It's challenging. It's difficult as well. I think I see a lot of similarities with tennis.
Yep.
Mentally, technically,
and I think it's also technically it's like how we play tennis, we play golf, more or less, no?
Yeah, a little bit. It's lots of up and downs.
Yes. It's very humbling.
One day you feel you're Tiger Woods, and the next day you feel you are Feliciano Lopez.
I think the difference is that in tennis, once you have a level, it's more or less there, no?
Yes.
In golf, no?
Yes.
It's like,
yeah, it's even more. Yeah, from one day to the other, the level of the players, it's sometimes it's dropping like in a way that you don't really understand. But even professionally,
yes.
I follow golf. I watch a lot of golf on TV, and I see players like Rory McIlroy, even Tiger Woods. Well, Tiger probably is one of the exceptions because when he was on his prime, his consistency is probably what made him to be the best of the best. But you see the best players in the world from one day to another that they seem to be a different player, and it's interesting to like for us also. We were professional athletes to get into this sport golf, and it's challenging. So I like that part of golf that is always very challenging mentally. So yeah, let's do one thing. Whenever I have my handicap in single figures, we play.
Well, I think that's going to happen way before me.
My goal is to beat Guy and Rafa.
Okay, well...
I don't think I have...
that's a very big challenge, huh?
I know. But big challenges is what, keeps me motivated in life. I don't think I'm going to make it, but, it's good to dream sometimes.
No, with your training and consistency, like with everything else, I'm sure you get there. And we'll make sure we'll bring you the highlights of that. And that we do this interview next time on a golf course, hopefully.
Okay.
Feli, I have to say personally, it's really a privilege and honor to be able to work alongside you and learn so much. Just watching you, how you deal with things and going through your daily process. And honestly, if someone would have told us this when we were, I think I was 14, you were 15, I would have not believed it that we make it all the way here.
Neither I, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for
having me in
share this journey with you.
This is Daily Dani, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And good luck with your Feli's Room. It's a daily podcast as well. You're doing such an incredible job with that. And hopefully we can do much more of this in the future.
Of course, we'll do. Thank you, Daniela.
Thank you, Feli.